Hi there, this is Nicole from Right at Home, and today I'm doing a how-to video for our brand new Kaleidoscope stencil set. Kaleidoscope is a 6 by 6 inch stencil set that has 5 pieces. When you look at the top stencil layer, we have our logo and the stencil's name etched into the bottom center. We also have, on each of the top corners, the word top etched so that you know which direction the stencil goes in. Since this is a layering stencil, we have the etchings of the previous stencil layer, so you're able to align your next layer perfectly before inking. So you'll ink the first layer, and it doesn't matter where you start on your paper because you'll be able to come in with your second stencil and line up those etchings with what you already have inked. And these etchings are included on the second through fifth stencil layer. For my first background, I'm starting with a piece of white cardstock that's about 6.5 inches square, and I'm slightly adhering that to a piece of scratch paper. Then I'm placing the first stencil layer of the set down on top of my paper and taping it in place using our ink blending washi tape. For my first ink color, I'm using Hero Arts Bubblegum and adding the color using a blending brush. Now that I'm ready for my second layer, I'll be able to show you how the etchings come in handy. So here I'm using the etchings on the second layer of the stencil as a guide so I can perfectly line up my stencil. You can see that the pink layer we inked first lines up with the etchings on the second layer. So you'll just want to look around the stencil at those etchings and make sure that they are as perfectly aligned as possible before taping down your stencil. And again, there are etchings like this one on the second through fifth stencil layer. For my second color, I'm using Hero Arts Pale Tomato, and for this background I'll be using a different color on each layer, but later I will be showing you a few different options for other color scheme possibilities. For my third color, I'm using Hero Arts Butterbar. When I take the stencil off here, you can start to see that kaleidoscope pattern take shape. Next up is Mint Julep, also by Hero Arts. And lastly, I'll be using Tide Pool by Hero Arts. Here's the reveal of what this kaleidoscope stencil looks like when it's all inked up. I love how unique this stencil set is and the mesmerizing, almost symmetrical pattern that it creates. I also love how it covers the panel almost entirely with color, leaving hardly any white space. For my second background, I will be showing you how you can create a more subtle background with the same design. Again, I'm starting with a 6.5 inch square and taping my first layer in place using our washi tape. For this background, I will only be using 3 different colors and repeating 2 of them for the last 2 layers. Here I'm starting with Hero Arts Mint Julep. Next I'm going in with Hero Arts Tide Pool, and this color will act as my medium teal shade, And then for the third layer, I will use Peacock Feathers Distress Ink, which will be my darkest teal color. For my fourth layer, I'm going back to my medium teal shade, which is Tide Pool. I decided to go back to my medium teal because if you look at that ring right in the center of the stencil, you can see that the spots inside the ring are the darker teal and the spots just outside that ring are the lighter teal. So going in with the medium teal will help prevent there being the same color next to each other. And for my last layer, I will be going back to the lightest teal, which is Mint Julep. So when I do the reveal here, you can see that the pattern is still intricate and detailed, but it also is a bit more subtle than our last background because we used only 3 different ink colors instead of 5. For my final background, I'm going to show you how you can incorporate more than 5 colors into your design. So on this panel, I will be inking with 7 different colors in rainbow order. And instead of selecting one color to ink up each layer with, I will be adding all 7 colors to each layer by inking them in a circular pattern. So in the top left corner here, I'm starting with Picked Raspberry Distress Ink, and I'm just concentrating this color in that top corner. Then I'll move on to Candied Apple in the middle, and Spiced Marmalade for the top right corner. Yellow, I'm adding a little bit of mustard seed, and for green, I'm using Twisted Citron. For blue, I'm using Peacock Feathers, and then I'll finish off my rainbow with Wilted Violet. I also went in with a little more Picked Raspberry to blend with the purple. Here you can see that the color follows a circular pattern and radiates all around the panel. For all 5 layers, the process will be the exact same. You'll want to concentrate each color in the areas that you assign them to, and as you continue with each layer, the pattern and colors will start to fill out. I'm skipping to the last layer here and just finishing up filling in those last few spots with some ink. At this point, you can kind of see through the stencil there that each section of color is clearly defined and blends into the section next to it. And here's the final panel with all the different rainbow colors. There will be some spots where you may have brought over one of the colors too far, but overall this technique creates a beautiful kaleidoscope effect. I wanted to show you this panel that I did using the same colors and inking technique, but I also went in with some iridescent medium and gloss gel medium, and you can see all the texture and shine that those mediums add. I just love the way it turned out, and I don't think I'm going to actually turn that one into a card, but instead hang it up. Here's a look back at all the backgrounds we created. This first one uses 5 different colors. Our second one uses 3 different colors, helping to create a more subtle background. And our last one uses 7 different colors inked in a circular pattern, creating a unique and bold background. I hope you enjoyed this how-to video for our Kaleidoscope stencil set that is now available on our website at www.rightathomeshop.com. Let me know what you think of this stencil in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to this channel before you leave. Bye!